So I watched the first 5 episodes. The fifth episode just came out this week, I want to say, of Isekai Office Worker. The other world depends on the bean counter. And I've been really excited for this anime for like ever. It's always been in like my top 5 Japanese isekai stories. And I knew that the way it was written, it could present really well if done correctly in an anime format. I was really excited when I found out a legit company was picking it up and not one of those short form ones. I was skeptical at how it was going to get animated and how the story was going to be told, considering the special treatment that the main character does need. But I feel like they handled it really, really well. It is pretty well paced considering things. But I have to say, some of the animation is poor and very sloppy. And I'm disappointed by that. I feel like the people could have done just made a little less lazy. Like, there were scenes where I feel like maybe they weren't trying. And to put it nicely, is it still a good experience watch-wise? Yeah, definitely. I do find it funny that there were people who got into this freaking series not knowing it was gay. Like, I could almost give them a pass at the first episode, especially if they didn't watch the opening, which happened at the end. They just watched up to the credits. Whatever. I could almost see that then. But there were some people where it took them like 3 episodes to go, this dude is gay. And I don't think that there is a reason that you should be so dense. No offense. I don't know why people aren't properly researching what they're going to watch. Like, at least look at the genres. You know what I mean? Always look at the genres. Because otherwise, you might get a surprise gay thrown at you. Which, to me, that's not a bad thing. But, like, yes, this is a BL isekai. But I like it. Because here's the thing. Most isekais is focused solely on the adventuring aspect. It's about like fighting the big baddie and taking and leveling up and all that. And that is not what the other world depends on the bean counter is about. This guy, he accidentally gets isekai'd into this world, and his first response is, give me a job, an office job, and I'm gonna save your world. Just not in the way you expect. I'm going to save your world by managing your finances so we can get everything in order, okay? I'm going to be the accountant you didn't know you needed. And I love that. Like, it is such a peaceful story for the most part. Yeah, there are adventurous stuff here and there, but like that's not fully the main focus, and it isn't until like episode 5. But even when the adventuring kind of starts, you get the sense that that's not really the main worry. There is a female lead in here that some people thought was going to be like the romantic partner. And no, she's like 16 and he's like 29, so no. And if anything, there's a weird love triangle going on where the girl loves the knight that is in love with the MC. So, like, she's constantly trying to get in between them. And she's just dense. She's so dense. A lot of people don't like her at the start when they get into, like, the story, like the manga or the novel. She does become more likable later, but even then, when she does become more likable, I'm still like, girl, I can't with you. I can't. But yeah, it's gay. It's gay. It is. But it's a well-written story. I think that if you are able to get into the anime, I strongly suggest you go and you, at the very least, buy the manga and you read the manga. The novel is also really good. I have the first 2 volumes of the novel. I gotta get more of it, but I had to put a little bit of my book buying on pause. So, anyways, what did you guys think? Are you guys liking it so far? We don't get a lot of BL stuff. So it's kind of nice when we get something that like this, that's a little bit more mature and has a very interesting twist on a genre, like The Other World Relies on a Bean Counter does. So I'm definitely going to watch it all the way through. I'm curious to see how far they go, and if this is going to be something they try to wrap up in one season, or if it's going to be like season 1 and then like season 2, because the story is pretty much still ongoing. You could potentially do seasons of this, and I hope they do, because yeah. Also, disappointed that this is not getting a dub. It might later, but so far it isn't. And I don't feel like Crunchyroll is really talking about it enough. It was barely mentioned, so it was kind of like quietly launched, as a lot of LGBT stuff does seem to be. But yeah, still really good. I just wish they'd pick up a little bit on the animation. So yeah.